Today we have a late 19th century Victorian quarter-sawn oak Edison Phonograph cylinder cabinet restoration. Whew. I was told to sit outside for some years, and I believe it. It's in pretty bad shape. I didn't realize until halfway through this that it was leaded paint, which is kind of upsetting to find out, but I'm learning. Here I'm just kind of going over the condition that it's in. It's upside down right now because the legs are deteriorated, and I'm going to have to rebuild some of it, if not remake a leg. Pretty nice piece in its day. Brass hinges. Here's the bottom, and I used a scraper, unfortunately, to scrape the bottom. Here I'm just showing you what I did before I found out it was leaded paint. This paint on here was so hard to get off. This piece took me almost a month to get done because of the condition it was in. It was pretty bad. I had to rebuild one of the decos, was missing. It was in small pieces. I took it off and tried to rebuild it, but it was impossible. Well, I'll say it's impossible. It was just more difficult than it would have been just to take and use some putty and make one off of the other ones, is what I did. And I'll show that in here too. So here I finally got some stripper that was strong enough to take this off. That had been setting probably for like a full day on there. I kept having to re-moisten it up because it just was not letting go. It seemed to work. This one right here. The other stuff that I got didn't touch it. It was supposed to be some really strong stuff. So I'm just kind of excited that it's actually working, to see the beautiful wood underneath. It had so many pits in the wood before they painted it, that when I stripped it, one of the problems I had was going back over the whole thing, which took many days to go back, and the little white dots in here you'll see is filling those white dots, and just trying to get it even to where it didn't see speckles all over it. It looked pretty bad. Okay, I want to take some soap and water. We want to scrub these doors up pretty good. Get all the old stripper off of there. I thought I was going to be able to use the stripper just on the trim while it was attached, but I was very wrong. I had to take each and every piece of trim off of this, not only to reattach it properly, but it was just so hard to get off. I had to soak, like right here, I had to soak it, scrub it, and pick it, each piece of trim. And my daughter's picking it out with a little pick. This is afterward. Bottom's just sitting on there. I had to do some rebuild on some of the deco that was on there. I just used an epoxy putty. Here I'm taking the hinges and just cleaning them up. Nice brass hinges. Here's the inside drawer. Was from sitting out in the weather. I'm surprised it's not in worse shape, but the worst thing on this one was the plywood was split on the bottom. And I tried to keep all the original pieces together. There's a nice piece of mahogany, I believe, in the front, but the rest of it was just quarter-sawn oak and plywood. So I thought this was green felt on the inside, but it turns out it was just more paint, which is really, really hard to get off as well because of that dark color. Yeah. Here I'm just doing the cabinet, and I've got plastic sitting over it so it doesn't dry out as quickly. And this is days into the job, maybe a week into the job. The top I thought I was going to strip that while it was on. I ended up having to take the top off. It was very wavy and coming apart. I had to clamp it and press it, and yep, it was a job. Anywho, this is just me showing just the materials that I used. I tried to put what was kind of back on it. The side piece, I had to tap everything apart and re-glue it. The side pieces I kept, but they needed some repair, so I tried to repair everything that I could on it, and I had to replace the bottom. And then I got a good look at the top. When I tapped it apart, they were just warped and twisted, and I tried to straighten them out with some flat concrete and some weights and water, but it didn't work. I tried it for a few days and it didn't phase it, so I had to end up making the back piece and the bottom piece out of new wood. Gluing up the second one. I think this thing blew up right. Ah. This here is where I took the deco off of one side and went and got some of the yellow putty to make a mold of it. I put some weight on there. You can see how it came out really well, and filled it with liquid glass resin. That's how it came out. Put it on the side. It took me a couple tries to get the right color, so it's a little dark right there. See how this has got some of the light colors in it and red, so you'll see in just a moment I straighten it up. And that's the result right there, a little bit better. Right here I'm using some Mohawk extra dark walnut dye stain. some of those white spots that are all over. Some of them I just tried to stain over. Some I painted with acrylic paint, and some I just picked out. So it was quite a bit of work. You can see there's quite a bit of it all over.